Well, it's officially spring break, which means we're gonna make our annual trek to the Oregon coast. Specifically, we are going from Boise, Idaho to Lincoln City, Oregon, like we do, well, we try to do every year. But this year's a little bit different. We are gonna be rolling with the Roofnest Falcon 2 XL rooftop tent that we've never used before. So I'm eager to try it out and give you guys a full review. Let's get on the road. Just got done playing a massive game of Tetris. It is unseasonably cold. 23 degrees out this morning.
Looks like that delay is gone, and now it's showing 7 hours and 58-minute drive.
Oh, nice. Are you ready?
Yeah, just very, very cold.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna driving my Jeep. I'm gonna listen to the sound of the wind in my Jeep, even though it's really loud and these weren't cheap. Gonna driving my Jeep. Gonna drive till my ears are fatigued.
I'm gonna
Driving my Jeep. I'm gonna stare at the crack in my window. It's a Jeep thing. Doing the whole new song. I do not notice any more wind noise than I normally do. It's normally pretty bad, especially at this speed. It's nice that the rooftop tent isn't creating any audible sounds. Audible sounds, is that? It's definitely creating drag. My fuel mileage is suffering a little bit.
Still not going to be as bad as if we were hauling the camper.
What? Well, we made it. Record time as well. The drive went well. It wallows side to side a little bit, especially in the wind, which it was very windy on the way here today. So I might have to upgrade some of the suspension in the back to support a load of this size. We are maxed out right now. Fuel economy was not so good, and it's not just because of the drag created by the rooftop tent. I think a lot of that too was just the weight that we have. We're just loaded down. I was getting like 13 point something, which was not as bad as I thought, but it's bad. One of the things about fuel economy that I did forget to mention is that I also tracked it on the way back home, and I did much better with the wind at my back than I did on the way out there. And that actually averaged me out to 15.7 mpg, which isn't terribly far off from what I usually get. I usually get around 17.5 or so. So really not too bad. We're not actually staying in it tonight, but we are going to be staying in it at some point on this trip, and look forward to give you guys a full review. One of the reasons why we're not staying in it is it was actually just designed for like me or me and the boy. It's not really designed for all three of us to stay in. We've got a camper for that if we choose to use it. It would definitely sleep three of us, but it wouldn't be very comfortable. As you can see, it's a little snug, but if you only had to do it for a night or two, it's definitely doable.
A little snug.
I honestly just wanted to bring it here all the way from Boise to take some cool pictures of it on the beach and make a cool video with awesome scenery. That's the only reason why I drove with it all the way here on top of my rig. So, just for you.
The other reason is it's installed on the roof, and it's not like easy breezy. Take it off, take it off, take it on, put it on, take it off, put it on.
For now, she's riding with us. I'm one of those guys. Ride or die. The setup time can be as quick as 60 seconds. It has 2 latches and 2 gas struts that assist the tent when you push it up. Utilizing 2 metal poles to pop open the rainfly, that takes about another 30 seconds. Deploying the ladder is extremely easy. You hook it onto the latch points at the top and you put it down to the bottom. What I really like specifically about this is that you have an opportunity to choose what side the ladder goes on. Unlike some of the other fold-out designs that the ladder has to be on one side of the vehicle, this gives you 3 options. One of the downsides of having a clamshell camper that's 6.5 inches tall when folded is that it doesn't fit anything other than the included mattress inside, which underneath that mattress also has a vapor barrier, which is super important. You don't want any moisture and condensation getting underneath your mattress. One of the other selling points for me on the Roofnest is the fact that it has anchor points all the way around the tent, which means I can mount tools. I'm currently using those channels to mount the roof rack to the rooftop tent, which goes to the other roof. There's a lot of racks going on here.
Found an agate.
What? You did?
Yeah, see?
No way. Let me see. Where'd you find that?
Down by the shoreline.
That's a pretty one too.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nice. Awesome, buddy.
Want me to hold it? Or just look at it?
Rooftop tents aren't for everyone though, especially if you're into staying for long durations or, you know, you like showering or a toilet. But it does also include a little pop-up tent for a bathroom that you can be clever with and put whatever. It's nothing glamorous, but it gets the job done, and you can also utilize that to set up a shower in. Roofnest also includes a little mat that goes under the ladder, and that keeps you from trekking dirt and sand up and down into your tent. Never mind the wife, she was just taking a leak because I didn't bring the potty tent. I should have brought the potty tent. I put out the mat though, look. See, there's the mat. I wasn't lazy, it's just for you. I made this for you. One of the things I do like though is that they also include 2 bags to put your shoes in once you get up there, which is super handy because you can just dangle the legs off there, take your shoes off real quick and throw them in the bag, and you're good to go. You're not trekking all that gunk inside your tent. Speaking of the inside of the tent, it is quite roomy, and at 60 inches, that's like 5 feet. Is that 5 feet? I'm bad at math. It's 60 inches tall, so you can sit up, you can take a hoodie on and off. It's not a full stand-up tent. You can't stand up in there, but you can definitely sit up and have plenty of headspace in there. I'm 5'11", and I find it more than comfortable. My wife is 6'8", and she fits in there just barely. That was a joke. She's not 6'8". Also inside the tent, you'll find 2 strips of LEDs mounted on either side of the top, and they are super bright. In fact, they are so bright that you get a suntan when you turn both of them on at the same time. And even with a single one on, I found it too bright. So I wish there was like a dimmer switch on those. Maybe there's an aftermarket thing, an attenuator that you can put on there. Attenuator, is that the right? I don't know. Maybe there's a dimmer you could put on, but they're very bright. If you're not interested in looking at the scenery and you just want to get some rest, it's also got blackout flaps on the inside, and they're extremely dark. I can sleep easily until 9:30 or 10 in the morning until the sun starts heating me up, and that's what actually wakes me up. It's completely pitch black in there with those things zipped up. There are 2 little vent holes I noticed in the top of either side of the tent that allows for moisture and condensation to escape while you're sleeping. Other than that, she's a pretty tight tent. I was really impressed with how quiet this was when I stayed in a rain and windstorm the other night. I didn't really hear a whole lot of the wind. I thought that maybe it would blow me around like a sail, but I just nosed into the wind and used the top of that clamshell as kind of like a wind block, and it was more streamlined that way, and it's not beating up the sides of your tent and flapping all in the wind. I slept great. At 175 pounds, it is one of the heavier clamshell style tents, but the trade-off is you get a bigger style tent. This is considered a luxury item for camping to me, and if you invest in buying one, I highly recommend that you actually go out and use it because they are quite expensive. I paid $3,700 for this one at Rack Attack in Boise. It's worth it to me. It might not be worth it to you. I understand that it is a lot cheaper just to throw out a Walmart tent on the floor of the campground there and be good with it. For me, it saves me from having to tow something when I'm just wanting to go somewhere overnight and I don't want to fiddle with tent poles and things like that, or if a rainstorm comes and I gotta pick my tent up, and I will be utilizing it a lot, so it is going to be worth it for me. All right, 0 to 10, 10 being the best tenting experience that you've ever had. How would you rate this? Actually, let's go camping experience.
You know, I really like that it's up off the ground and it's less likely to get a bunch of dirt and crap inside because you're taking shoes off.
Yeah.
At the little shoe holder, and there's safety factor. You feel like a bear's not gonna just, you know, snowplow through your tent and eat you.
I mean, they could if they wanted.
Fresh little burrito wrapped in a tent. Feels safer. Nice to be up off the ground. Feels way sturdier. Like your tent's not gonna blow away in a little bit of a storm. Solid.
How about ease of use?
Super easy. Probably the easiest tent to set up I've ever done.
Do you want to show them how to do it?
It just pops right up.
There's really not a whole lot to show you. There's 2 latches, you push it and it folds up, and there's probably other videos out there. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap up this review. Overall, I'm very happy with the purchase. I think it's gonna work out great for me and my family. And if you are interested in it, I will put a link down in the description below where you could find it. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like the video, hit the like button. Maybe you'll consider subscribing too. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't know. Just get crazy. Hit the subscribe button. Seriously though, hit the subscribe button. Come on. Also, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my boy Abel. Happy birthday, buddy. I love you. Congratulations on your 10th birthday. We had an awesome time celebrating with you at